I'm just curious, did the stream just freeze up for a few seconds there for anyone? Because whenever I click start recording, okay, no, that's good. Because whenever I click start recording for like the local recordings that I do for these, I local record to like a hard drive that I don't use for anything else. So OBS freezes up for a couple seconds whenever I start recording because it has to like wake up the hard drive. I've always wondered for like the last month or two if OBS freezing there also makes the stream die for a second, but that's good to hear that it's fine. Anyway, let's begin the investigation. Hopefully we can just load in where we were. I've never saved in the middle of an investigation before, so I don't know how this goes, but it looks like it's just gonna work fine.
What's up?
Yeah, it's fine. So, looks like all of that evidence. Well, hang on, is this evidence?
Can't think of much.
Okay, no, that evidence is done. That's in the microscope. This has been, all of that, I think, has been handed in. Yeah, at the end of yesterday's stream, we got the fingerprint off the detonator, and it was just like really weird.
You don't quite have a match there. Little details make all the difference.
It's interesting that the fingerprint that was on the box of bullets in the prop room does not match the fingerprint from the guy. I feel like it should. Our guy, what's his name? Is he even here? Maybe he's just not here. Yeah, Gus Harrison. I think we might have even gotten a warrant for Gus Harrison.
Yeah? What do you need, guys? Yeah, let's see if you...
Yeah, we do have the warrant. Oh shit, there's just more conversation here too. Apparently we didn't finish up with this. I do have the average time. Yeah, it's, where are we at? It is 6 hours and 13 minutes, which is actually not that much longer than the average GameCube game so far. The average GameCube game was 5:53, but like, I don't know, man. I'm feeling those extra 20 minutes really hard. I feel like the average Xbox game is totally way longer. Yeah, well, Shasta, he plays more RPGs. I don't know the Shasta average, but I imagine it's probably like 8 hours.
Hey, she was alive last time I saw her.
You mean from the pit, during the stunt?
No. I mean, after her death scene, I checked on her. I was down in the pit,
And
yes,
yeah,
where I
for
was supposed to be.
circle
And
back,
she was
yeah,
laying
for
on the
sure,
stage,
Lax.
just where she was supposed to be. Meryl whispered,
The prop
kinda irritated,
gun
like, that she
used
got a bit
in
of a
murder
backlash
plot
from the script.
is
I
pretty
told her I'd
common.
fix that for her before the performance.
It was used in what's that game called? Oh no, why am I blanking on everything today?
Fortunately for you, Mr. Harrison, the squib we analyzed tends to corroborate your story. Meryl's protective plate was
It
damaged,
was used
and
in
you couldn't have
Master
known about the
Detective
backlash
whatever
unless you had
Rain
really
Code.
spoken with Meryl after the squib detonated. But we have to follow every thread.
It was used in Rain
Look,
Code,
I
which came
know
out
you.
like a year or two
I
ago.
said I'd cooperate, and what have I been doing? So if you don't mind an outside expert asking, if Meryl was flat on the
Sort
stage when
of.
she was shot, what does that
You
do
know,
to your
was it
trajectory
a
notions?
no?
It calls for another look.
There was
Back to
definitely a
clean.
murder on stage in Rain Code, but I think they turned the lights off and back on, and the killing happened in the dark, and it wasn't necessarily a prop gun. I have played it. I
don't
played
wanna
it when it
play
came out
pin the
like a
tail
year
on
or
some
two
other
ago.
Poor sucker, but I gotta admit, showbiz, the theater, it's a dog-eat-dog deal. Lots of big egos, lots of insecurity. Crazy. Take Heather, for instance. Right before rehearsal, she had this knockdown drag-out with Meryl. I'm surprised you ain't figured that out yourselves already. Evidence guys like you?
You're still on our list of suspects, Mr. Harrison.
Yeah, I can live with that. As long as you promise to cross off my name when you realize I had nothing to do with this.
Photo of the prop room.
Listen, I hold on to this job by being discreet. But yeah, that's Heather and Meryl going at it. Kind of a lover's quarrel, if you get my drift. Stirring an angry husband and you've got an instant soap opera. But that's all you get on that from me. Go to the sources if you want more.
Heather and Clayton have probably left the theater by now. We could try to track them down at their homes.
Okay, that's big progress. We've got, do we have their homes? No, we don't. I
Need
might have
something?
to,
No prob.
oh, am I gonna be able to do this without warrants? That's
There
good.
you go. 216 Vermont Drive, residential area, northwest. An easy one for once.
Yeah, I mean, all of my data is gonna be skewed by the
Got it.
fact that I'm not replaying the GameCube games. So any multiplat
1486 Westfield Crescent.
does not factor
Nice
into
neighborhood
the
on the east
Xbox
side.
stats. So that's like not, like my data is bad. And the giant ad at the Mirage for Siegfried and Roy. The Mirage, since demolished.
Listen, guys, I understand you have a job to do, but I'm mourning the loss of my wife, and I just don't have any stomach for this right now, okay?
Alright, he doesn't want to talk to me, and I assume we cannot search his house without a warrant. Can't check the fridge for like a severed hand or
I
anything.
don't have any...
And he doesn't have anything else to say. That's true, I could just do that. I could totally just do that.
Excuse me?
Gus told us about it. I guess when you fight on stage... the
Yo,
stage
what's up,
manager
Yumo?
notices.
Oh, that. No, that was no argument. We were just agreeably disagreeing over the motivation of my character. In the scene, maybe I got a wee bit bent out of shape, since this was my role we're talking about, not hers. Creative differences. Sisterly squabble.
Including a sisterly black eye?
Black eye? What are you talking about? You know, suddenly, I am not liking the tone of this. I don't want you poking around in my things, my business, not unless it's official. Understand? That's...
Okay. So, no evidence. I'm not really sure who did it
That's all-
so far. I'm definitely... I mean, rule number 1 is that the husband did it. That's like mystery rule number 1. Maybe not a constructed mystery, but like IRL murder mystery, the husband did it. Absolutely. Also, look at this like giant ass stereo thing in the corner. Like, damn. It's crazy. I hope we can just like get a warrant.
Needs.
There's no way.
It's likely evidence of the
Oh, let's go. We're just getting a warrant.
Your stage manager's story, along with his peeping Tom pics. You've got your warrant.
All of the furniture is kind of weird. What? Oh, I see. It's a, you know, it's like a futon or whatever. It's what it's. You can see because it folds over. That's gonna fold out into a bed. But I don't know. It's weird looking. It's a weird looking piece of furniture. Weird looking stereo. Weird looking split in half degree on the wall. Do like the TV though. I always like to note CRTs in gaming. I just like them.
All right. All right. Anything to put an end to this.
Investigate the snacks. Investigate the shoes. Investigate the I've got a warrant, but I can't tell what's like is there anything to actually investigate with this warrant? Hello? Oh, there we go. Collect panties. Now we're talking.
Where there's panties, there may be traces of fluid. UV light might confirm that. Try...
Hold up, UV trace that.
Certain kinds of bodily fluids fluoresce, such as the kind you'd expect to discover in clothing like this, after a stimulating night.
CRTs in games, Twitter.
Think these will fit me?
The fuck, Nick? Okay. Collecting the underwear. Is there anything else to get
Heather's
here?
a college grad, bachelor in performing arts.
I guess you're gonna miss the panty raid. Yo, Muck 1000, thank you. Thank you for the 70 months. I appreciate it a ton, Muck. I hope you've been doing well. I hope the La Mulana 2 playthrough's been going well. I have a La Mulana emote right now because I subbed to Alanim because I was trying to talk to him and then it started running 3 minutes of ads. So I gave him the Prime sub so that I could get rid of the ad to continue talking to him about something. But now I have this La Mulana emote for the month.
What's up?
Let's see. You got any thoughts on this, Greg?
Any rumors you heard about me collecting these? Pure hearsay. Vaginal fluid. Got a little excited myself. Well, because this is a great source for DNA.
And the DNA, it's gonna be... Well, that doesn't do anything. I mean... Unless...
We've confirmed that soap opera tale our stage manager was hinting about. Either Meryl and Heather were sharing their undies, or they were sharing a lot more than that. But infidelity is a three-way street, meaning to Meryl and Heather, we have to...
Yeah, literally the husband is... The husband is starting to seem real sus. I don't know.
Of course. They were co-starring in a show. They're old pals who both live in town. Is it surprising Meryl would be over there quite a bit? Why? What do you know that I don't know?
Some things, Clayton. Can we not continue this conversation? Okay, hang on.
Need something? You don't have enough. I need more. We're not there yet.
Okay, damn. Well. There's gotta be more then at the Colby home. Unless, was it evidence? No, this is not evidence.
Passion's
There we
running a
go.
little hot, but I wouldn't call this a love letter.
I won't let you ruin a perfectly good thing. Move on and stay the hell out of other people's business if you know what's good for you. Yup, threatening letter written by Clayton, definitely. Can we get a handwriting match on that? That's like not a thing in this game. Which is, I feel like that should be a thing in this game.
Not the right tool.
There should be like handwriting analysis. That could be like a third tool in the lab.
Close.
Why is that still... Are gonna be like more prints on here or something? Or... Can I just take it? Yes, I can just take it.
Hey. I sent the prints you found. Profiler friend of mine at the FBI gave this a thorough content analysis. Sometimes even a short message can provide insight, though a longer message would have been better. My guy says we're likely looking for somebody with a university education, sociable, assertive, who tends to read a lot of very visual, descriptive fiction. Screenplays, maybe.
That is ridiculous. It's not going to be any of these people. Unless it is. What if it is one of these people, just out of nowhere?
Not
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Whoever
But
wrote
it
this
does
letter
match
was in the
that.
prop room recently.
I don't know, Ketrov. If I had the note, the first thought is let's try to match the handwriting and not, well, gee, you can tell from the use of words that this guy clearly reads a lot of screenplays. Like, all right, what?
What's up? Search of National College records? Sure. Clayton Regis, 92. Got a bachelor's in anatomy and physiology. Maine
Yeah, you can
University,
tell
Fort
by
Trent.
it's the defeated tone in my voice. You can tell I've
Piece
played a lot of
got
Yakuza
through on a
5.
biathlon scholarship. Few credits short of a diploma, though.
Biathlon. That's skiing and sharpshooting.
We can't walk in.
Yeah, exactly.
That's all I have.
That's all you have for me. Nothing there, nothing there. I'm just gonna run
As
the
long as you-
scan. No. Like how is clicking down here?
That's all I.
No. I think we're probably good. I don't know what else
That's all.
would be here. We seem good. Man, that would be adding golf to the biathlon. I guess it'd be like you ski to a place, then you get there and you gotta shoot a target, and then you have to like play like a mini golf hole. Like you couldn't play a full hole of golf. That wouldn't make sense. But there would just be like a putting green there you'd have to do.
That's all.
There's gonna be nothing here. And the husband is gone.
We need to check out Gus's story. If Meryl was laying on stage, playing dead at the time she was shot, our trajectory
Oh.
theory is out of whack.
I missed
Let's
this.
see where it points to.
Is this gonna point out into the crowd and not the orchestra pit? Oh shit. Where does
Now we
that
got it.
it
With the
points to the
sloping angle
box
of the wound,
seats.
if Meryl was laying on stage when she was shot, it would have come from that box seat. Try using a...
Try using a similar tool. Not the right tool for this.
That's not...
That's not right for this.
That's not...
That's not right for this.
Something...
Something similar.
Water stain, possibly.
All right, that's the oh shit, that's the water from the water's gonna have the same composition as like the untreated poop water from the puddle in the prop room, which confirms that the prop room person is the shooter, and the prop room person's prints match the prints on the threatening letter. Yeah, it's the husband. It's all coming together for sure. Now we just have to wrestle with the game to make them accept this.
What's up? Well, at first I thought we had residue from drinking water. See, I found traces of fluoride. Only further tests gave up various levels of copper, cadmium, nickel, and antimony. Water picks up traces of these elements passing through various pipes. You may be able to narrow down the neighborhood of origin with a computer search.
Uh-oh. Have I not solved the case? It's just gonna be the water.
Interesting. The water that made the stain in the balcony came from a municipal water supply.
Yep, it was that. It's the same water. Jim Brass, get me this guy, just get his ass.
We're not there yet.
We're not there yet. I'm
You don't have
there.
enough-
I I feel like we didn't even bother taking the footprint either. Like, if I were a real crime scene investigator, you've got a footprint, then you get this guy's footprint. You're just like, hey bro, can I see your shoe real quick? And you know, if he demands you get a warrant, then you just like, I don't even know. You just make up an excuse for why, like, oh no, I'm just a big fan of your shoes. I just want to see the bottom
That's
of your
all I-
shoe. Not for any investigative purposes.
That's
You
all
just
I-
gotta get at the shoe. That would prove everything.
As long...
Was there anything else there? Oh yeah, here we go.
Try some... You won't... Wrong service.
Yeah, I mean, rain code.
Something...
Like, I will play basically any, like, murder mystery type game.
Nice catch.
There's, like, a floor to how bad they can be. I don't care how much they suck. It'll still be kind of fun. So rain code was still kind of fun. But, that game is like a 6.5 out of 10 for me. It had a lot of problems. I had beef with some of the specifics of some of the cases, but more generally... Well, first of all, the game just runs like turbo ass. That was a problem, playing on Switch. But then... I don't know, the whole ending sequence was just like... It's just not working for me. I don't know, it just wasn't working for me.
Traces of barium, lead, and antimony. Main ingredients of that ever-popular favorite, gunshot residue.
So we've narrowed down our killer's perch. Now if we can only narrow in on the killer, and a reason for the killing.
I did think that the whole pink blood thing was like... That was clever. I will give that to them, where it's like, alright, good one. Playing on the perceptions of the audience. But the rest was like, come on, this is just stupid. Maybe I should go back to the theater again. Did I miss something else up there? Probably. Couldn't have been.
Looks like a shoe print.
Oh, here we go.
Loafer,
Another
or
shoe
maybe dress
print.
shoes.
Let's get
So,
that.
not the...
Not the right tool for this. There we go. Yeah, 100 line. Did that come out like a day or two ago, or is it coming out in a day or two? I saw that like reviews were out and stuff. I will not be playing it because I'm not really, well, you know, I say I'm not really into RPGs, but I just bought Dragon Quest III HD, and I'm gonna be starting that later today. So I guess I can't really use the RPG excuse.
Shoe print scanned in the computer.
Finally gonna play that. Sorry, I only play good RPGs like Dragon Quest. There's our match. It's size 10 Bruno Paisley Lozano loafers. Alright, what kind of shoe do you wear? Regis?
What? Where? Oh, at the Colossus? No, if I'm around for rehearsals, I watch from the dress circle.
And he just, like, hey Regis, were you at the place where the shooter was? No follow-up to that. Just, alright, well, if he said no.
Yeah? What do you need? The link between the...
The link is
Can't walk
strong,
in.
dude. The link is very strong.
Sure, let's get you...
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, that guy's got nothing.
Need some? An argument and a love affair?
Oh, here we go.
Well, your
We've got
trajectory analysis
the
suggests she
warrant
probably didn't kill
for
Meryl herself.
what's her
I still need the
face?
story between those two.
Melissa or whatever her name. That just made that
If
name
I
up.
were,
It's Heather.
and I didn't say that. What business of yours would that be? Why can't you let Meryl rest in peace?
She might rest more peacefully with her murderer behind bars. We have physical evidence suggesting you two were intimate. We'd like you to confirm that.
Every case
Would
you
you?
do with someone
Try
else,
holding your breath. You
there's
look
like
cute and
different. There's like different. You know, you work with a different character from the show in each of the 5 cases. So in this case, Hint Lady has been replaced by Hint White Shirt Guy.
I had nothing to do with that.
Really? Well, you definitely fit the profile of the person who wrote it. Now we just want to know who you were going to send it to.
I don't know what your computers or your experts told you, but I didn't write that damn letter.
Yeah,
all
it was
right?
the same in the first
I
set
found
of
it under
5.
my door the other day. If you would like to know who might want to threaten me, I'd suggest you look at that abusive husband of hers. Clayton, where do you think she got that black eye from anyway? All right. All right. Anything to put an end to this.
Cool, we've got the DNA. Wait, did we just... I would have wanted fingerprints, I'd have thought, but... Oh no, we did get fingerprints. Okay.
Hey, I scanned that.
Cool, thanks for the prints. We didn't get anything else. Okay, perfect. Print. There we go. Print not on the threatening
Not quite a
letter.
match. Always check.
Print also not
Not quite.
on there. Print also
You don't quite have a match.
not on there. So I actually don't even know what this print does for us then. I don't know. Yeah, exactly, Ryro. Like I was saying yesterday, I feel like it's weird that this game has console versions at all, because I feel like this game is aimed squarely at boomers who don't necessarily
something?
play video games.
A stronger link.
Like, I feel like this is something that, like, a dad in his 40s plays. He's like, oh, I'm a fan of the show. And then he sees it. Like, you ever go to, like, I don't know. We used to go to Sam's Club, but, like, basically Walmart. I imagine Walmart has this, too. Where, like, there's like, a section of boxed PC games at Sam's Club. And it's just, like, The Sims, CSI Crime Scene Investigation, and like 1 or 2 other like weird things where it's like these PC games that are like not really aimed at people who play a lot of games type of games. Yeah, it would be on that shelf. That's where you would find this game.
I was wondering about that. The mortician had to cover it up. I thought it had something to do with her falling after she was shot.
I have no idea if that shelf is still there.
Heather
Actually,
Colby?
the Sam's Club
Of
I went
course
to
not.
got demolished,
Why
so
would you even
rip.
suggest that?
That specific
She and I
shelf
aren't
is not
friends
there, but
particularly,
generally, I don't
I
know if
wouldn't-
they would still
Hey, I mean, I
sell
have no
games
reason
that
to
way.
talk to her, let alone send her letters.
Yeah, dude is definitely lying. And he's hiding his shoes behind the kitchen island, too. I can tell you're hiding your shoes from me.
What's up? Your case file his profile matches the analysis from the letter. His wife was sleeping around with another woman, who implies that Clayton was the one who gave Meryl the black eye. Well, I'd say that's an invitation to dine. Go see what the happy couple's home has to tell us.
I told you this was a bad time. Okay, look, just try to have a little respect, will you?
Gonna love the premise of Case 5. Is it a locked room mystery? A thermos? Well, hold up. I don't want to accidentally break the game. Can we dust this per prints first or something?
You won't be able to.
No. Okay, let's just take it.
That's really strange. There's some holes drilled into this soap.
I do love a locked room mystery. That's classic. There's a,
Pair of pliers.
ah,
Looks like they were
it's
tossed
the
in here
pliers that
recently.
made the tool mark on the bullet. Probably. Prints. And it's the paper that wrote the threatening letter. No prints, though.
Wrong, sir.
I wish I could remember where this was, but I read... Ah, the shoe.
Bruno.
Yep, size 10. His shoes are in the balcony. This guy, we got him dead to rights,
Our anatomy
gamers.
student seems to keep up his studies. Maybe he's finally going to finish that diploma. Or maybe he's already
There was like
graduated.
a...
Murder cum laude.
It wasn't like a pamphlet. It was like a 10-page long thing that had been written by some like Japanese mystery author in like the early 20th century, where he was trying to like classify all the different types of mysteries. And there was a long section dedicated to the locked room mystery and like classifications of the different ways in which the room could become locked. It was kind of an interesting read.
I don't have...
Well, we've literally got this guy. He's cornered.
What's up?
If this game had a soundtrack, it would be playing the Ace Attorney cornered music.
Bruno,
Yep, there's the shoes, there's the pliers.
perfect match to the tool used to pry the bullet out of its casing.
Pry a bullet out of its casing. Why would he do that, though? He had an actual gun.
So, holes drilled into it. When I noticed they came to a point, I remembered that missing .308 caliber rifle your stage manager mentioned earlier. That got me to thinking, and I took some measurements.
Let me guess. Same as that rifle?
You're guessing again. I'm gonna tell Grissom that you're right. Perfect cast of a .308 caliber rifle bullet. Standard drinking thermos for keeping things hot or cold. Little water in it, so I took a leap and sent a sample to the computer for you to search the chemical profile.
We've got a drama unfolding worthy of the Colossus stage. Soap, drilled to the same caliber as bullets that could be used in the missing bolt-action rifle, and
Why would there
pliers
be
that match
soap?
the tool marks of the smaller .22 caliber bullet that pierced Meryl's heart.
What does the soap accomplish? And yeah, we confirm the match to the balcony
This comes as
shoe.
close
Bam.
as possible to matching the shoe prints found on the carpet. I'm starting to like Meryl's husband for this.
Me too.
How about you?
Oh, I see. You make the bullet slippery so it slides through the air. Genius.
Not surprising that it's from a municipal water supply.
It's for
But
clean
what's even more
kills.
interesting is that the chemical profile of the water is nearly identical to the water we found in the balcony.
Municipal water
Nothing
supply.
for you.
What? I don't understand why he's doing this stuff with the water. That I don't get, but like, it's... Surely this is
Yeah.
enough for Jim for me to bring in
Plenty
Clayton
of mounting
Regis,
evidence
right?
against
Yeah.
LB here. Too much
There's a
to
mountain
ignore.
of evidence
little
against
brief
this guy.
counseling seems
He's
called for.
cooked.
What are you talking about? I was never up there. Why would I be there?
You tell us. Because we can prove you were. Your shoe prints match prints on the carpet. And water stains from the floor match the chemical composition of water
Ah,
from your home.
drop my phone.
Water from my part of town found in that balcony? Oh, how damning. It's a real smoking gun, huh? You people. You take somebody going through the kind of horror I am, and then you make crazy accusations based on flimsy circumstances.
Yeah, right?
Oh, we're just getting started, Mr. Regis.
The
Of course, you
entire
could give us something
genre
that might
of
clear all
the
this up
police
right away.
procedural is predicated on nobody having seen that one YouTube video.
What's my other option?
There isn't one.
Yes.
Alright, let's go ahead and get that matched to the threatening letter.
Well, after all,
Yep, there's our match. Go ahead and get that matched to the box in the prop room. Yup, he was in the prop room. Let's go ahead and get that matched to... Oh, do we not have fingerprints from whatever?
Yeah? What do you need,
Yeah,
guys?
the victim was lying on the ground already for like show-related reasons. So that's why the 30-degree angle doesn't point down to the, to the pit, the orchestra pit. It actually pointed up to the box seats.
Sure. Confession? Here's what I will confess. I loved my wife, and I miss her dearly. And I would never harm a hair on her head.
maybe not, but you give her a black eye, right? You see, Mr. Regis, while you're lying, your fingerprints refuse to. You wrote that threatening note, you found out Meryl and Heather were an item, and gave your beloved a black eye over it. But you were just warming up. You were hanging around when that photo shoot, including the gun close-ups, was underway. You saw and took an opportunity. You snuck into the prop room, stole a scoped rifle, as well as a couple of
It's
bullets.
good
and
that
blank
one of
round.
those has got a
Easy enough
scope
to cobble
on it.
together a noise suppressor, wrap the barrel in a towel, or baffle it with a plastic bottle. Making a mold in the soap, you froze the smaller handgun bullet to a nice-shaped bullet big enough to fire from the rifle. You dropped your wife off at the theater.
Wait,
went to
what?
Johnny Brew for an alibi, then snuck back into the balcony with the rifle and
He
thermos
used an
packed with
ice
to
bullet?
keep your ammunition cold. There, you waited patiently for Meryl to lower herself onto that stage and make an easy target for a biathlon marksman like you. The idea was to make it all look like an accident. When the ice melted away, all that would be left was a bullet that matched the caliber
I'm
of
just
handgun
saying,
Heather was holding.
They did that on
The photo shoot
Mythbusters. I
provided
don't
a
think they were
reasonable
able to pull it
explanation
off
for a bullet
successfully,
lining
though.
up
I don't
accidentally in
remember.
Heather's gun when she pulled the trigger. What a
They did
sweet
test the
irony,
ice
huh,
bullet.
Mr. Regis? Kill your cheating wife and at the same time bestow her lover with a lifetime of guilt?
Smug. So smug. What do you know about it? I put myself second to that woman. Her career was the be-all and end-all, and that was fine. I loved her. I believed in her. I was happy to be the house husband pursuing his modest little local career while she made it big. But making it with that tramp wasn't part of the bargain. I sacrificed everything for that woman.
Yes, you did, Mr. Regis. You really
Yes,
did.
you did, Mr. Regis.
Stay
Alright,
alert.
case complete. That was a good
Woman's life
one.
has been taken away
For
from her.
once, I didn't have to
can't give it
consult
back,
game facts like
but we
100
can
times
find
to
the
figure
truth.
out how to progress the game. The subject of the pictures on the walls in Heather Colby's homes, there were flowers. How many guns were in the prop 3? What's next to the storage locker in the prop room? Are you kidding me? I don't know. Coat rack? No. Which of the following is not a substance identified carbonite? Nice try. What was the name of the street? It was Vermont. Alright, 92. Somehow, even though this case and this case both involved like non-stop game facts, asking for every possible hint, somehow we got a higher rating than on this one, so I don't understand those ratings, I guess. Anyway, this is the last one. The final case, Dragon and Dropping. Hopefully like a D&D themed murder. Or like they're at like a LARP and someone turns
An
up
exotic animal
dead.
has been reported stolen from a traveling reptile exhibition, Cirque des Lézards. They were planning their grand opening tomorrow, but they can't do it without their star
Oh, it's just a
attraction,
thing about a
an
Komodo
Indonesian
dragon.
Komodo dragon. Fascinating creatures. 8 feet long and capable of killing a man. Insurance companies will cover animals reported stolen. Even the owner becomes a suspect. I'm going to join you personally on this case. You've done well so far, and I'm looking forward to working with you. Let's head over to the ground.
I hope that, I hope this case is actually good. Like, Case 5, which was the end of the first CSI game, it sort of came full circle with unsolved elements of cases 1 and 4. This Case 5, I mean, someone's gonna turn up dead, murdered by the Komodo dragon.
You're the police?
But I feel like it's
We're
not
with the
gonna,
Las Vegas
it's not
crime
gonna
lab, Mr.
create a
Ziegler.
season-long arc.
Treating this as a crime scene.
Hey, that's exactly what
It just kind of is gonna be what it
Maybe
is,
seems
you
silly
know?
to you probably don't even know what a Komodo dragon is.
Yep,
World's
never heard of
largest
him.
Lizard. Ferocious carnivore. Found on the steep slopes of Komodo in the Lesser Sunda chain of the Indonesian archipelago.
Well, maybe you do know what a Komodo dragon is, but I bet you don't know that they're meat eaters. Nasty ones.
Actually, I just said that, Mr. Ziegler. If you want your lizard back, let's not repeat ourselves.
Yeah, Djibouti heard Archie. He's here.
Naja sputatrix, spitting cobra, native to Indonesia, from Java through to Timor. Lovely, distinctive markings.
Exactly, Giga. You get different, literally, you could do it. You just get, you know, you shuffle the evidence in as AP items, and then all of the places where you would get the evidence are checks. And since you need certain pieces of evidence in order to progress the game, technically it would be doable. It's a bad idea, but it's not the worst idea. Yeah, people have made worse archipelagos. Old school RuneScape exists. The RuneScape Archie was a mistake, dude.
Try something. Looks like a flake of weathered vinyl. This terrarium, dry, sandy, is perfect for a Komodo dragon. Human toe. Maybe our Komodo snapped off a little snack and didn't like it. Or maybe this is what's left of lunch. Can't... Try
a similar tool, like your hand. If you've never heard of it before, hang on. There we go. It's that. I'm not intentionally skipping it, but I think that putting like 1% pressure on L and R might be causing it to skip early sometimes, from just like having the controller in my lap while I play the game. I think I've accidentally skipped some dialogue like that.
Not quite.
Sometimes it does just skip incorrectly though, like that's a thing. But I think that was me accidentally skipping it probably.
Ernie Roundtree, maybe. Our night watchman? Nothing unusual on his incident report sheet.
No, you can
Of
press,
course, he
actually
stopped
you can
filling
just
it
press
out,
L and R and it
about
doesn't do
midnight.
anything.
Unfortunately, that's
So,
standard for Ernie. I've ragged him about it, but you know what they say
If
about
something
good
like one
help
of
being
these
hard to
lines skips
find.
early, that is not me.
Also, cheap help.
If
The
Mr.
try a different
Roundtree's
tool and not quite
unreliable,
lines, I've
you
been
consider
skipping
him
with the B
suspect.
button.
That sounds way more ambitious than Ernie.
Those I
And
skip.
these critters are as big as they are ugly. And vicious when they're fooled with. Of course, a lizard gets used to the people around him, and if he, the lizard, not Ernie, felt comfortable enough, I suppose Ernie hauling him off is possible. So he's your suspect?
He's a suspect. We check every possible angle and don't rule anybody out until the evidence points its finger.
Actually, I thought you might ask that. I checked his application, and his address is a P.O. box. And I tried the phone number. Disconnected. It's fair to say he's local. Look, I know this may sound awful sloppy on my part, but I just hired the guy for some short-term overnight lizard babysitting. Listen, a circus, a carnival. You hire the people that show up when you're setting up the tents. That may not sound like good business, but it's the culture. Why would anyone want to steal 35 grand? That's what these overgrown handbags are worth on the black market. No, well, I don't know if you'd call it suspicious, but that mortician was around.
What mortician?
I guess you'd call him the neighborhood mortician. Victor Kaufman. Funeral home's just a couple of blocks down the street from here. Guy takes walks at night. Sometimes he strolls by here. Seen him asking our people about the show and such, just passing the time. And questions like his, well, they're typical. Like I said, the circus life, the carny trade, it seems exotic to straights. We get it everywhere we go. Must strike a chord in people. The kid that wanted to run off to the circus kinda wakes up inside him. Sometimes I hang around, but not last night. I was in a line longer than a casino buffet's. Getting a refund for that world's wildest stunts thing? Motorcycle stunt reality show. I had tickets, but the network canceled the series.
I see.
The biggest stunt they ever pulled was crashing in the ratings.
Yeah, it turns out that that stupid crash stunt, in fact, did not save the show from Case 6.
You found a toe? A human toe? Was somebody killed here last night, you think?
At the very least, someone's walking with a new limp. Or not walking at all.
Oh, hell, this is the kind of publicity that scares customers off. They start imagining they could be some creature's next carry-out meal. If that damn Ernie'd been doing his job, his simple-minded job, I wouldn't be standing here knee-deep in Komodo caca. Just part of the scenery. Gives a pen a natural look, you know? People love that kind of stuff, and the animals don't seem to mind. Don't know why it was tossed in the corner, though. Hey.
Gotta check for footprints or something. Oh, we've got a location.
Hello, sir. Are you the mortician here?
I'm him, and the chief
I'm
mortician,
him.
Victor Kaufman. May I be of help? Have you suffered a loss?
We have, but it's not a loved one. We're crime scene investigators. May we ask a few questions?
Well, certainly. You police do a wonderful job. I'll do anything I can to be of service. Right here in the neighborhood.
All right, I think it's this guy.
Fine. I find long evening walks of reflection most soothing.
Yeah,
A little late to
this
be at work,
guy.
isn't it? Or are you night
Maybe
shift
he's, I don't know,
Forgive
but
me, I
like,
haven't made it clear.
to me, whenever
This is my
a
home.
suspect starts
It's not
sucking up to the
uncommon in my
police,
profession.
that's just
There are
like,
tax advantages having your home
You did
double
it.
as your business, and there are, after all, round-the-clock demands in my field.
yeah, suspiciously polite. He was like, you know, I'd be happy to assist. You police always do such a fine job. It's like, okay, buddy, like, all right, you can assist us by turning yourself in then.
I did go out to conduct one small piece of business. Stopped at Dr. Julius Ravelli's clinic, which is open nights. I needed to pick up a death certificate. Dying generates considerable paperwork.
Could the doctor confirm that, Mr. Kaufman?
Definitely, yes. Ernie Roundtree. I don't believe I... Oh, do you mean Ernie, the night watchman over at the circus grounds?
Yes. Happened to bump into him last night on your walk?
No, at least not that I recall. I have spoken to him a few times recently, and he seems a nice man for having such a rough life. Hope he's not in some kind of difficulty. Oh, certainly. It's become a regular part of my walking route. It's fascinating watching them with their tents and animals and, well, I suppose it brings out the kid in one. Around this neighborhood,
I suppose it brings out the kid in one.
No, nothing comes specifically to mind. I don't really...
Doesn't really have anything else to say right now. There's not going to be anything to find here until we get a warrant.
Yes. Tiny bit of heavy-duty vinyl. Not exactly fresh. Faded and brittle. You can take a closer look under the microscope. You do like to keep me on my toes. Prints from foot digits are cataloged way less than ones on our finger. Still, I'll run it as far as a single toe can go. And I'm running some DNA from it. Well, this is the first driftwood with reptilian feces on it I've ever processed.
There's no way we're gonna get a match here.
I don't believe in luck, but I don't mind getting lucky.
Uh-oh.
The air forces of some countries catalog pilots' toe prints. It seems aviation boots are often among the few survivors in charred aircraft wreckage. Back in '92, the Ukrainian Air Force made a highly publicized tour of the United States, during which several pilots defected. Our lost toe could have belonged to one of them.
Arrested for theft, selling prohibited animals, ex-Ukrainian Air Force. Oh, man, that's so... There's a bug in this game. When they bring up the, when they bring up that screen, where, like, when you get a match on a fingerprint and it brings up that screen, it brings up the hitboxes for as if you're back out in the lab. So you can then interact with the lab while in an interface. It's like menu storage or something weird. I mean, at this point we know who that is, so we're good there.
Well, now that you mention it, if you mean an individual who was on the, shall we say, chubby side, with dark hair, yes. I saw an individual of that description. Probably just another circus roustabout. Didn't think a thing of it. Just as I was heading home, he was going from a van towards the showgrounds. Now, I believe he was carrying something, yes. It was a board or perhaps a club. It was a white van. Let me see. Anything distinctive? Anything distinctive? Something on the side. Logo of some kind. Red letters. What did they spell? Red Curtain Imports.
Hey. Yeah? That's not a tough one.
10-second pause before he goes and types on the computer.
Huh. It's in a residential neighborhood. Must be a zoning loophole. Let's have a look. Not getting anything. Not a recent address or place of employment. No problem.
Literally, no prob, and then he just sits there and stares at me for like 5 seconds, and then he goes and do it, and does it.
Edge of downtown.
Good evening, Dr. Ravelli. I know you're probably busy, but we're conducting an investigation. We'll only take a minute of your time.
Sure, you'll have it if you can keep this brief. I have a lot of patience this evening. Certainly. He's the director over at the Kaufman Funeral Home. Mortician. Yes, he was. Very briefly, though. A couple of minutes at the most. Routine business. Picking up a death certificate. These originate in the mortician's office, then go to the attending physician who completes cause of death information, and back to the mortician for filing with the health department. A vagrant recovered from an abandoned building a little while ago. I sometimes pull the odd shift filling in for attending physicians on the emergency rotation. I've got the free time, and it pays well. Afraid that's...
All right. Oh, I feel like it's starting to save at weird times. Why did it save when I pulled up a menu?
Hello? Anyone home? Open door. No sign of forced entry. Suspicious circs entitle us to take a look around.
Yeah, and then there's the wrongly matched up and wrongly lit rectangle around Grissom there, so
The red curtain conceals an animal
the
trade
game is
operation,
dying on
most
us.
likely black market. Perfect environment for reptiles. Accuse me of scatology if you like, but this looks like fresh reptilian feces. Something was in here, and not long ago. Deposit slip, 15,000. Withdrew 100 in cash. Can't really make out the signature. There is an account number, though.
Get the prints off the coffee? No.
We've got tracks in the dust behind the cart.
Guess we'll,
Not... You're... Not...
Sure, use that on it. Hit it with like the Polaroid. That's what that looks like to me. Yo, what's up, Relic? We're in the last case. Progress is being made. There's blood on the floor that they're not letting me investigate, so I guess I'll just pretend I didn't see that. It's going okay today, though. I was able to solve case 9, really without much drama.
Well, we finally have a victim.
Aw, they killed the Komodo.
Very sad. Even though we've recovered the stolen property, we still have a missing person and a toe unaccounted for.
That didn't end up being a soft lock.
That blow to its
There
head
was just
came
something
out
weird
because of
about
death,
it.
But we'll get confirmation to be sure.
The fingerprint kind of just appeared in my inventory, like lower down on the list where I didn't notice it at first. R.I.P. to a true legend. Cool lizard.
Hey. So I had the handwriting from the signature.
Oh, okay,
analyzed by
sure,
Ron
now
Litcher, our
we-
documents technician, to see if
now
we
we
could decipher
analyze
John Hancock's
handwriting.
real name, but it wasn't conclusive. Still, if you can run some names by me, I can tell you how likely it is we've got a match.
Could the signature belong to Dominic Petrenko?
Sure, that works.
Our probable victim is involved with Red Curtain, making a big deposit just before he stole the Komodo dragon. And we find a part of his body at the circus.
A deposit slip? I think Captain Brass is better than I am at tracking down this kind of info. Here's some news. I got nothing.
Okay. And that's all of that. I think that's all of that.
Pushcart tracks of some kind.
Yeah, producer, still criming. We're in the last case. This is the last case. It's probably gonna take a while. Theo says this is a big case.
Need something?
But I am gonna finish the game today. There will be no more crime ever on this stream, actually.
We aim to please. I'll check our business
Get the
database.
RoboCop on there.
Well, it's a privately incorporated business. Dates back about 10 years. Single registered owner. A bunch of board members listed when they incorporated, though.
I mean, we never see who we're playing as, so as far as I know, you just are playing as RoboCop.
Sure, let's call a little cyber board meeting. Jeffrey Deschamps. Deschamps? Hey, I know that name. Dead cop from a case we worked on a while back. Huh.
Wait.
Funny.
Deschamps?
Let's try Angus O'Grady.
Oh shit, who's
another
he?
Deceased board member.
That name has come up in a case, right?
I'll keep checking, but it doesn't take a dressmaker to see this pattern. Common cover-up technique. Using
I think it might all be coming together, but I'm not sure what
Better
it
see if Greg can decipher the
is.
depositor's
But it
scrawl.
is all coming together, maybe.
Sure thing. Well, here's a kick in the head.
That has to be a
The money, all
coincidence.
15 Gs, was
Yeah.
deposited to Red Curtain from
The crime
accountant.
professor, but
I
that
wouldn't
was
mind
from
a
the
drum
first
roll.
game.
Cirque des Lizards Incorporated. Their temporary production office is only a couple of blocks from their tent setup.
So that couldn't be anything. It's not all coming together. Don't worry about it, guys. Wait, what the hell is that roller coaster?
The dynamic duo. What a pleasant surprise.
What was that they just showed? Was that in Las Vegas somewhere?
I'm not an accountant. I'm promoting a show that racks up tons of bills and deals with scads of
Well, yeah,
suppliers.
but that's
Hey,
not
I
what
don't
that...
keep track of them all.
That's not what that looked like to me. Maybe that was it.
You know, I try to cooperate, but this is where I work. Unless you have a warrant, I'm gonna have to draw the line.
Alright, so I'll get a warrant.
Needs. You don't have enough.
Damn it.
You don't have enough.
Never mind, so I won't get a warrant.
Afraid that's...
I don't...
What? And now he's gone. The clip was like a big wooden roller coaster looking thing. Yeah, definitely not the one in the New York casino, which is like goes in and out of the building. It's like a steel coaster, I think. It's weird that there's no... They let me look at the snake. You can look at the cool snake, but you can't do anything with him. Doesn't seem like there's any evidence there.
Hey?
And he's not gonna let me look around. And
Yes.
the morgue guy... Oh, we do have questions for the morgue guy.
No, and I can't tell you the color of his or her eyes either. This is a toe.
Time of death estimates derived from examining rigor mortis, liver mortis, body temperature, chemical changes in the eyes, decomposition, or insect activity from a much larger sample than this. This only tells me it was severed anywhere from a couple of hours ago to last week. Well, the toe died when it got bitten off, and the bite is consistent with that of a dragon like your missing Komodo. What's up?
You still got nothing.
Reason. The link between the... Not... We're not there. A stronger link. We can't walk. I need more than...
Can't get any more warrants. Ask everyone everything.
Afraid that...
I don't...
Alright, I don't know. I don't know then. Time to ask for a hint, I think.
Yeah.
I have a hint
I
about
might
this
be
case.
You're gonna have to think this one. You're gonna have...
Something about the vinyl. Can't interact with it.
I might be able...
There's probably more vinyl
looks like it was
somewhere.
torn from
Yeah, we have to find a matching fragment somewhere. I feel like it's gonna be in Red Curtain Imports. Got any vinyl on you, buddy? In your mouth? It's weird that this has always been... Well, there's no evidence on this, though, on this screen, as far as I've found. Gonna have to scan the entire screen like this. Yeah, nothing. This is just weird. Maybe there will be something there later. It's weird that I can still come over here and look at the Komodo. I think we may be consulting game facts on this one. I don't know. The matching fragment. Oh, hold up. Some scuff marks on the floor that I could definitely see. What do you mean you can't see the scuff marks? They're so obvious. They're right there. Why didn't you click on those earlier, streamer?
Doesn't... Not that. Not that. Try... Not that. Try... You shouldn't... Nothing.
I'm really not sure that the brush has ever been used. Heavy brush to remove dirt from objects. Like, I straight up don't think I've ever used that.
Someone tidied up here after something was spilled. Blood.
There are certain... Did I use the brush on the skeleton? Okay. I guess it got one use then, maybe. But there are certain items in this game that we've used like literally twice ever, and that's it. And the entire multi-game saga of CSI that we've got going on. Yo, Arius, what's up? What up, Arius viewers? We're in Case 10 of CSI, also known as Case 5 of CSI Game 2, because I didn't know this, but it turns out that the Xbox CSI game is a compilation of the first 2 PC games. So, we've been in CSI hell for the last like 11 hours. And the game is fucked up. Actually hasn't been too broken recently, but the game is kind of fucked up.
That DNA is scanned and in the computer already, amplified and graphed.
CSI hell, I would CSI hell. A body's been discovered in the 7th circle of hell. Signs of a struggle. I'm not sure that there could be CSI hell, because you don't die in hell, it's just eternal. That is a match. Interesting. The toe and the blood from Red Curtain are the same. Not really sure why we care about these cart tracks. Like, could it be that the cart tracks were made by the cart that's literally right next to the tracks? It's not rocket science, guys. Don't need a degree in crime scenology to tell you that one.
Don't quite have... There's a clear difference between...
Like, these clearly don't match, but still gotta check it. I guess probably because we're gonna match the cart to somewhere else.
What's up?
Warrant, no. Consult everyone, everywhere, all at once. You, no. You, no.
Hey.
You, no. Alright, then we're still no closer. That bit of evidence didn't actually get me anywhere. I think we just gotta sweep the whole room. Just gotta do the sweep. This game has a lot of pixel hunting in it. That's really the fatal flaw of the game. I don't mind... some good, clean, point-and-click adventure fun, but I do not like pixel hunting, and that this is absolutely just pixel hunting. The Discord CEO just stepped down. Interesting. Discord is in an interesting position. They've been trying real hard to make the company profitable recently, because they've been definitely trying to go public for a while, but I don't know, maybe they've had limited success in that. It certainly seems from my perspective like they've had limited to no success in making Discord profitable. It's the kind of thing where, like, I don't know, how do you convert users of your free thing you made into money? That's the great question of the internet. Not a lot of good answers there. Will be replaced by former Activision Blizzard King exec. Some guy I've never heard of. Alright. Time for Discord to start sucking a lot. It's a good thing SG just set up that mumble, right? We've already searched this pretty hard and didn't find anything. The SG4E mumble server. I don't know. What's the word for it? And shitification? I feel like that's too... And And shitification is too, like, millennial core. I don't like it, but it does very accurately describe the entire arc of the internet, doesn't it? It's too Reddit, yeah. It's too Reddit, but it is accurate. They didn't miss.
I don't really have...
Was Microsoft trying to buy Discord once? That would be funny if true. Back to TeamSpeak, back to Ventrilo. Yeah, I give up. We're game faxing this. We're game faxing this. I have no clue. Where are we going here? Case 5, dragging and dropping G0350. What am I missing? There's just gonna be like a smudge somewhere on the floor that I'm missing. Yup. New evidence. Just it literally right at the start. Where is it? Well, I guess this was fairly obvious actually. There we go.
Not that. Not.
How do I get these? Thank you. There's the treads, and we're missing other evidence in here too. Actually, no. Apparently I got that. Or, hang on. Maybe I didn't.
Yes.
Where is that evidence? YA. Yeah, there's a hair here I didn't get as well. Give me that.
Human hair. You hit the follicle jackpot too. Who says you can't win in Vegas?
And
You must
shitification
pull
is
out a
too
hair
millennial core, it
Don't be
certainly
surprised to
is.
find a vein with a
Yeah.
skull and check out the DNA I ran from it, and try the follicle under the microscope too.
I mean... Yeah.
Can't think of much. Can't think of much. Tread marks. Eyeball analysis, not a car. But you probably should check them out on the computer. Better safe than silly.
Let's... look at the hair. Oh, there's a product code on this hair. Why?
Looks human.
So it is human hair. And now let's go ahead and match these, because they're definitely a match. Why are they
Don't
not?
quite have a match there.
Why are they not a match? Oh, okay. That explains. That explains.
Don't.
Hey?
Afraid that...
Thank you for being a pro researcher.
I don't...
Kind of lame that they built a roller coaster that doesn't work.
Hey,
Hair from the driftwood match anything.
There's a.
Nope. 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 And nope. Does it match this?
Don't.
No. Does it match the toe?
Interpret.
Also no.
What's up? The link. A strong. Your kid. The link. Company.
Oh wait, hang on. We just got a...
I need more than...
We just actually got a warrant. I did not think I would get that.
Hey, you got the warrant. Means you
I was
got
just
a
kind of
good
mashing
reason,
through the
so
text,
I'll just
figuring there was
get
no
out of your
way.
Don't go far. A lot of numbers called on this phone recently. I don't see any significance yet.
Prints? Any prints? Some DNA from the mug, maybe? No.
Phone number's local. Nothing to indicate significance. The number on that scrap of paper was called recently. Let's try redialing it.
This Dominic's cell phone. Leave message.
Dominic? As in Dominic Petrenko?
That's the message we left.
Never heard of him.
His number was recently dialed from your telephone.
Hey. Lots of people use that phone. Don't look at me.
Yeah, this guy, I don't think he did it, but he is like it being intentionally sus. He's doing it on purpose. Also, damn, I wonder if there's evidence in this corner with a weird discontinuity rectangle. Really making you think.
Spitting cobra, native to Indonesia. Nice markings. Pity these beautiful creatures get such a bad rap.
Yeah, this is case 10.
Bit of a tear in the vinyl.
We're done after this. Take the coat.
Hey. Hey, that's all.
Nothing else interesting about the phone? I guess not.
Hey,
A Leighton versus Wright thing. This is a Leighton versus Wright thing. We're about to find out that the entire circus is actually
this is exactly
invisible.
how I want you to deliver all Cobras to me. I'll toss it over to the image enhancement equipment for analysis.
On that all of the snakes are just invisible puppeteers puppeting fake snakes.
I've done everything. Nothing. I've done everything I can.
The day before last. This is a very recent photo.
I don't think I actually got any good lore out of that, though I am curious about the jacket. Yeah, there we go. Torn vinyl. If we now go, where are you?
That's ready for image enhancement microscopy.
Match that to that, and we got the jacket from the
Close home
office.
accounts and
Nope.
horseshoes.
Never
Details make a
mind.
difference, so be careful when asking for a confirmation.
You sure about that? It definitely doesn't match. Definitely not. Different jacket. Okay.
Hey.
That's all he got. Check everything.
I don't...
Needs reason. We still have a... Looking... Not yet. We're not there. I need more than...
No. Okay. Ah, I'm missing a fingerprint.
Yeah.
Fingerprint on the Polaroid.
Not... You're close.
Fingerprints. That's even better than toes. Consider them digitized.
Yeah, exactly, under the skin. Like, if there was a... Like, the same way the evidence has yellow tags, which actually the yellow tags are a little bit misleading sometimes. But if locations also had tags where it was like, you're done here, like there's nothing left to get here right now, and then maybe the tag would unyellow itself later indicating that something has changed, you know, like... I think that would greatly improve the playability of the game just by sort of... Just by doing anything to hint you in the right direction.
Well, Dominic seems to have been...
I mean, sure, Relic, like you're... But like...
Not something smiled upon by our...
Twitch asked you if you wanted to send that message. Is it because of the "you must suffer"? Hang on. I could type it just fine, but maybe that's because it's my chat.
Hey?
Needs... Okay, Dominic's prints were on the Cobra photo taken a couple of days ago. So this guy bought his exotic snake illegally.
That's really
from our
funny.
victim only yesterday. And now he's
I love
lying
some of
about
the
not being in
things
contact with him
that
lately.
get caught by like
The guy who pays
Automod in this
15 grand
chat.
for a killer
Like
snake
nobody ever
sounds
says
either
anything
stupid
actually bad in
or
here, but
smart
it'll
in
catch
a
just
very
like the most
suspicious
random
way.
phrases.
Let's talk to him.
Yesterday it caught ID and I had to approve him saying crazy Japanese guy. Just like stuff like that.
Okay, so he sold me the Cobra, so what? I figured he was a good contact, could help me out with my animal supplies. He used to be an animal trainer at the Monaco Casino a while ago, so he's got the connections. I had no idea anything illegal was going down.
Oh, I'm sure you didn't know. I feel like the
We've been
security
over
guard, Ernie
this.
Roundtree,
Ernie never even filed his last few incident
is
reports.
definitely...
I figure he took off early.
He's
Lazy
definitely
freak.
the
Wouldn't have been the
Petrenko
first
guy or
time.
whatever.
Get what you pay for.
The toe guy. Yeah, Dominic
Listen, I'll
Petrenko.
level with you. Petrenko was a lowlife, peddling
Well, I
exotic
guess
animals
not.
on the black market.
But
You
where's
blame me for
Ernie?
not
Ernie
owning up
can't
to
be
that?
real.
In my business, it looks bad. Buy from a guy like that just once, then he blackmails your ass there on out. If that toe is all that's left of him, don't expect me to bust out crying.
Why didn't you report his extortion?
I realize you may have formed an opinion of me as a low-type person.
A
But
low-type
I run a
person.
family show, schools, church groups. Last thing I need is the media saying I deal in black market animals, even if I do. You
No,
know?
they did not add wrong
Perceptions,
questions.
everything.
The game is completely linear. You always move towards the conclusion of the case, but they just don't give you any hint about what direction that is, so it's hard sometimes, but there's never any, like, wrong answers or things like that. Like, this game doesn't engage your brain at all. The game plays itself
is dead.
in a lot of ways, where, like, the case will solve itself, rather, is I guess the best way of putting it.
Dominic was
The case will solve itself. You don't have to do any thinking.
Tried to get even by killing the dragon, but you caught him in the act.
And I think that's what's most disappointing to
In
me.
the pen.
That
knocking him
and
out,
the pixel
and served
hunting
him
are
up
really
cold
like
to
the...
use star, saving a little on supplies.
That plus the pixel hunting are the two big problems with this
What kind
game.
of sick... No, I didn't do anything like that.
Tell us about Ernie Roundtree, the security man.
Like, you never have to,
His role is unclear.
you know,
Did you
like,
send
you
him
never
home
have
early
to go to
to prevent his
Grissom
being
or
a witness?
Brass and be like, I know who
was
did
Ernie
it.
an accomplice?
I accuse you. And then if you're wrong, it's a game over, or something like that. So you have to make sure that you really know who did it. Like, no, that's not how it works.
Detective Jim Brass to reception.
Back in a minute.
Remains. Okay, now you're starting to creep me out. Who says I did? I thought you were evidence guys. This is all some sick fantasy.
With both the dragon and a man dead, you needed to point suspicion elsewhere. So you hid the body and planted the dead dragon back at Petrenko's.
No. This is wrong. It's all wrong.
Look, Mr. Ziegler, we have a lot of evidence that...
Gil, show Mr. Ziegler to the waiting room, then meet me in my office.
Oh.
Please come with me.
Well, a key piece of evidence just walked through
It's
the door.
Eddie Roundtree.
I know how you love evidence. I stowed him in the interrogation room. Sure. I hope you're ready for
Surely
this.
it's Eddie.
Dominic Petrenko.
Wait, what?
For me, you have been looking.
I guess he's just missing a
Enjoying my
toe.
life. But in 1 week, who can say?
I'll tell you what, Mr. Petrenko, you keep your answers simple and direct, and we'll do the same with our questions.
No, not Arnold, no. But he may want to strike me at this time.
Why is that?
I kill his Komodo dragon. But it's only fair, right? Because it killed me too.
We're not following you, Mr. Petrenko.
I sell many reptiles in past for his show. Always under table. I knew he was coming to town this month, so I planned my stealing. Last night, I go to his show to see if I could steal one of his more valuable animals. But something was wrong. The dragon. It was hiding in corner. When I moved closer, it jumped out and attacked me.
And it bit your toe off?
I sell many reptiles in past. For Ziegler's show, always, how you say, under table. I know he is coming to Las Vegas in this month.
Why is...
So
wait,
my
what?
stealing I plan. On yesterday night, I go to the circus to see can I take one more animal. Valuable animal.
I don't get why...
But when I go to take dragon,
Why is he...
it's hiding
What?
in corner.
He's just telling the same
Something
story
wrong.
again, but slightly
So I
different?
move closer and it jumped at me. With
But also,
teeth.
how does I sell him animals logically lead to, I heard he was in town, I was gonna steal my animals back? Like,
Not at first. He take me down, but I wrestle him. Stay away from teeth. But he take bite from me. But he is soon, how to say, tired. Sick. I see dragon have the injury on his head. He dies shortly after. You may see what is left of foot. Had I not take off my runner shoes, I would not be waiting to die.
In such a dangerous environment, why would you do such a thing?
I pass storage area on the coming in. Cage of white rats I see. Rats they use for feeding dragon.
Ah, and you didn't want your white shoes mistaken for lunch.
I outsmart myself. Try to protect feet, lose toe. But this is not the worst.
Staphylococcus. The Komodo carries over 50 varieties of bacteria in its saliva. Bits of meat stuck in its teeth create a breeding ground for it, including several highly septic strains.
Yes, and now I die for my sin. But I am prepared to die. I was a soldier once.
Let's not call the funeral home just yet, Mr. Petrenko. In the wild, Komodo saliva is poisonous enough to bring down a water buffalo, but in Vegas, septicemia is treatable.
What does this
Wait, why
mean?
was his
You're
mouth
not
moving
going to
like
die
he
from
was
this.
saying
You're
that?
looking at a short hospital stay, right before a much longer one in prison.
I am around dangerous animal many year. Never do I see such animal react in this wild way. Someone must have done terrible thing to dragon before I come.
We're not going to know the story here till we learn what happened in the last hours of the dragon's life.
This is a weird case. Nobody... Surely Eddie's gonna show up dead,
No,
right?
I am lone wolf. I act alone. Nothing.
Needs.
I don't know what to make of that. It doesn't... I didn't actually get any evidence from that, did I? Locations are all still basically the same.
I don't...
We're on the last case, Muck. We're on the last case, so game theoretically will be over in no more than like an hour and a half or so. Hopefully less than that. I expected a game that was more like 3 hours long, to be honest with you. This game has been like 4 times longer than I thought.
I might be able. It looks like it was torn. You're gonna have to think this. You're gonna have.
Yeah, I don't know then. We're still at a dead end. Oh, wait,
Yes?
apparently. I didn't even think of
Microscopy
this.
is hardly my area, but our forensic veterinarian is on vacation, and I know you're in a squeeze.
We're gonna recover
See
the
what I
dead body of the Komodo dragon. I feel like this is kind of fun. The murder victim in this case is a Komodo
The
dragon.
dragon sustained a massive blunt
Look at
force
him on the
trauma to
table.
head.
Look at Komodo dragon.jpg on the table at that angle.
Keep in mind, this is my first Komodo autopsy, all right? Animal appeared in generally good health, no nutritional deficiencies or signs of prolonged stress. He'd had a meal recently. I think you should.
There he is.
Here's where the animal was struck. Concussive blow undoubtedly impaired primary brain functions.
This could have triggered the aggressive behavior our witness described.
Let's look at his lizard guts. We just
Does
root around in there. How does this work?
not that. Try. This must be our dragon's last supper.
Got anything under his fingernails? No? Okay.
Yes?
Swab of the stomach
Allows me to
contents of the
explain it.
Komodo
That's our
dragon.
job. but I made an interesting discovery.
Blood from two humans.
Any specific tissue, Greg?
Nothing I could get a positive ID on. You can check the computer for grasping both blood samples, though.
But yeah, I thought this game was gonna be like 3 hours long, and not 12. Ouch. Is this a match?
This DNA
Yes.
matches the sample we recovered from
That
the hair
was
stuck
just a
in the
guess.
brick.
I can't believe that actually matched. We have no idea whose DNA this is, though, right?
There's a... Don't... There's a... Don't quite...
And the other one... Dominic Petrenko? I don't know.
There's...
Not really sure whose hair that is.
There's a...
I think I did this already. Check all the DNA against the hair. No.
Yeah? Sure.
Nothing more.
Nothing more to say.
Yeah? Sure, let's...
Hey.
No, no. Apparently we have to, there is another DNA match to make. Sample 2 has a search result.
That would be a match. Angela Carson. But this is unusual. Her entry is blank. No details. Just a name.
Mysterious. Not even her shoe size.
What's up? Shouldn't be a problem. Though I don't know why you're not getting... Oh, I see.
That file is classified.
Woman's logged under a fairly new program cataloging human tissue DNA from archived hospital specimens, which wouldn't have come up on your search.
Oh.
Should be a no-brainer.
There's definitely some
According to this,
unusual... Is she dead?
We might have a computer glitch here. Says Angela Carson was killed in a car accident 17 years ago. How in the world could her DNA show up today?
Dude, I think she's Eddie Roundtree. I think she faked her death and is now living as Eddie Roundtree.
A bunch of board members listed when they incorporated, though. Attending physician, Dr. Julius Ravelli. Isn't that the doc your funeral director claimed seeing the night in question?
Angela Carson. You understand, I've treated many, many patients over the years. But I do believe, yes, she was an accident victim, automobile, quite some time ago. Sorry, I'm completely fuzzy over the details. I do recall she died at the hospital of massive head trauma. Why do you ask? I mean, after such a long time. Yes, all our older records are computerized now. Should be no problem. Let's see. Here's the Carson woman. Accident took place 17
Yeah,
years
exactly.
ago. Rush from
It's
scene
like,
to
oh yeah, I
Sundown
remember
Hospital. Died
this one
shortly
patient out of
thereafter.
thousands from
OP
17
flag.
years ago, of
Pretty
course.
standard.
OP flag, you said?
OP.
I did, yes. Again, quite standard.
Meaning she was an organ donor. OP, organ.
Oh, okay, no.
Yeah,
So it's someone
that's
someone
right.
else's
And
organ.
that's how,
Angela
long after her
properly
death,
died
Miss
17 years
Carson's
ago.
DNA turns up alongside someone else's DNA. The result of an organ transplant. Tissue in transplanted organs gradually gets replaced. But even after 17 years, there'd still be traces. Somehow, both these DNA strands wound up in the belly of a beast.
Sure, I'll check for you. Let's see.
Can we see who got
Not
the
listed.
the
Of
organs?
course, these older medical records aren't always as extensive as we'd like them to be.
Who got the organs? That's extremely important. Maybe Jim can tell us?
Needs... Easy enough to check? Okay.
Well, he said earlier that he signs a lot of death certificates.
You ready for this? She was married to one Victor Kaufman.
Oh,
our friendly
shit.
neighborhood mortician. Miss Carson apparently kept her maiden name.
Where are you? Location. I had a cursed thought the other day, because these menus are pretty snappy. So you can just, like, scroll between stuff really fast and skip all the text. I bet that, like, a speed run of this would be really high APM. I'm not doing it. But I bet it would kind of go crazy if you, like, really optimize the menus.
She did. It was a terrible loss, and I feel the pain every day of my life. That's why I got into this noble profession. I understand loss. I know sorrow. I live with mine every day, and it allows me to deal with those who are confronted with theirs. What a stunning coincidence. I never knew who attended her. I was not in town when the tragedy occurred.
The game would just blow
Didn't
up.
make it to the hospital before anyone
Maybe.
passed. What a strange and small world. Certainly, I've made it clear, I hope, how much I value the contribution of you people. One thing, however, I must insist you stay out of the preparation room in respect for the families we serve here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have to prepare for a meeting with the bereaved.
Yeah, a guy has never been more sus. Anyway, we're in the preparation room now. I guess this isn't the preparation room, it just looks like one. Or what I would imagine a preparation room is.
Something on this bag here?
Is there something on this bag here? What am I supposed to be seeing? Ah. What if it's infrared? No. What if it's UV?
Nothing.
No.
Nothing.
Magnifying. Maybe you gotta swab it? Gotta print?
Doesn't. Not.
Have you
Not
brush it? No. Luminol it? Oh shit.
Nice catch. Though it's not unusual to find a body bag at a funeral home. Even one with blood on it.
Okay. Wait, what? And the bag is ripped. And it's not letting me interact with the rip in any way. Hello?
Doesn't.
There's a rip in the bag and it's got a green arrow. Do we gotta use an item on it maybe? Yeah, I don't know what that is.
Bloody, the body bag. Oh, that. Terrible accident victim. Poor soul, blood everywhere. Wiped most of it up, then tossed the bag.
Okay.
Probably shouldn't take the table itself.
However, the treads of the table, sussy.
Doesn't.
A little bit sussy.
Mr. Kaufman didn't give us permission to go in there. Without a warrant, we can't.
Okay, we'll have to get the warrant for that later.
This page has special entries over the last decade. One was entered very recently. A compulsive personality will often track things, even if they're potentially incriminating. Not... Associate degree in funeral service education, 13 years after his wife's death.
Wait. If his wife died 17 years ago, and he got his degree 13 years ago, that means he's only been doing this for 4 years. But then why does he have records going back 10 years?
Reference number.
I don't think that's an actual, like, case-relevant discrepancy, but... What? What do you mean, why doesn't that timeline work? If he didn't have... Was he doing this... Was he just doing this, like, unaccredited on the side for 7 years before he got the... Wait. Oh, wait, no. My math is completely wrong. Got the degree 13 years ago. That would mean he got it 4 years after the death of the wife. And so, I'm sorry, I'm just thinking about this completely wrong. Never mind, guys. We're all good. I'm just very stupid.
Strange numbers.
I mean, I still think he did it.
Count entries, maybe.
I still think he did it, even if I don't have any
Paper
proof.
Or the way it was written. Narrow track.
Is this a third set of treads that don't match anything? Are we for real? Oh, there we go.
By itself, this isn't definitive.
Apparently this is a match. The circus grounds. So it seems like the table, it seems like the funeral home guy's table was used to move the Komodo. Perhaps.
We'll send the blood on this swab for...
Yes, you'll have to take a penalty, Mr. Wright. Oops.
There's a... There's a...
Well, I don't think he's killed anyone. Until Eddie's dead body shows up, as far as we know.
There's... The wiped blood from the body bag matches the unidentified blood we found in the stomach of the Komodo dragon.
Isn't the blood in the stomach of the Komodo dragon, dead ladies? Like the wife who died? There were 2 blood. Was there? There was... Oh, yeah. Well... No, it was... The dead lady was in there because of the transplant. The second person... I was just assuming... And the second person we have... The second person is Petrenko, because there you go. Petrenko is in the stomach, and dead lady is in the stomach by way of organ donor. I don't know.
What's up?
Can we get a warrant for the funeral home? No.
Yeah, let's see if... Hey?
Ziegler's got nothing for us. I think he's just done, probably.
Sure. Nothing.
Petrenko, you're done.
What's... A stronger link...
Kaufman,
The
no.
link between the
Ravelli, no. And he won't tell me anything?
Afraid that...
No. And if we go to the funeral home, do you have any info? Yes.
You know, I really don't know. That seems to be a scrap of paper that should have been tossed out. Probably just some old notations that now out
You
of
wrote
context
the
don't put anything
numbers.
to mind.
The latest entries...
My brother in Christ, you wrote the numbers. How do you not know what they
Isn't that
mean?
strange? terribly sorry. You know how much I want to help, but I just can't recall what that signifies.
I just can't recall.
Maybe
Like,
they're old lottery
this
ticket
fucking
numbers.
guy. This guy.
Is there no end to these absurd questions? Why ever would I take my folding operating table there? It's a common enough table. Thousands like it could match those tracks. I don't...
Oh. We've got car keys. Maybe. What do I do about this? Maybe... I feel like this is the vinyl sample. Wait. Vinyl sample body bag. When did I get this? When did I get this? That must be from the rip and it... I don't know.
What's up? I've put that into the...
Alright. The body bag is gonna match with that and not with the jacket. Yeah, there you go. It's a match.
Same color, too.
Bam, his body bag was at the scene of the crime. Let's go ahead and get his keychain in there.
Scanned the data on his keychain drive with the hex editor and broke out a database pattern. All the carriage returns got stripped out, but I can make it usable. Won't be easy, but I'm here to make your life simple.
Carriage returns?
Nothing.
Nothing new to report on that. Was it just nothing? What? A keychain computer drive. I mean, you know, they're just mixing in some techno babble. Though I will say, if there's no carriage returns, that probably means he was editing the text files, not on Windows. Anyone here familiar with new line behavior on Windows versus Linux computers? Familiar with the lore of the carriage return? A keychain computer drive found in the back room of the funeral home. Andy able to extract a database. If you give him something with similar data structure, you'll be able to conduct searches through the database. Alright.
Characters are similar to the pattern of data from the USB keychain drive. There's a basic search interface for you on the computer.
All these victims had organs transported to a recipient in India, which is well known for an underground market for organ trade.
Alright, so we're doing, like, organ harvesting. A liver from Warren DeWar was shipped to a dude in India. They were all shipped to the same dude in India, Ram Kumar. Yeah, why are you organ harvesting? Get me...
We can't walk in. We can't...
Sure I can. Suspect, give me the organ harvester. What's his name? Kaufman.
Yeah, let's...
Or there's like a dude, unironically, so like whenever I have to put a game on Xbox, I have to extract the files from the ISO, right? And then you transfer the files over in a directory. I have found in multiple Xbox games, pressed onto the disk, like temp, like .osx files, like shit like that. Like those temp hidden directories that Macs make. Those are pressed onto the disc of commercial Xbox games sometimes.
Well, that does sound oddly coincidental, but
I think Myst 3 had them.
Previous owner, I suppose.
You didn't happen to go near that dragon pen when you were out for your evening stroll, did you, Mr. Kaufman? Body bag slung over your arm, maybe?
Of course not. What in heaven's name would I be doing near that pen? That would be foolish. And with a body bag, please. I don't really have anything else to...
Alright, you You are going directly to prison, my friend. Get Jim on it.
We can't walk in.
Sure I can.
Reason.
Arrest him.
Not yet.
Arrest this man. Maybe it's the doctor?
Afraid that's...
What am I missing?
What's up? Nothing.
The blood sample still has... DNA is a match to the unknown sample recovered from the Komodo dragon's stomach. I'm probably still just like missing a piece of evidence or something. This is still not yellow as well, and so is that.
I've done it.
All the DNA samples are not done with, which is weird.
Yeah, I think...
They put the... How does the Komodo dragon play into any of this?
Yeah. Sure.
Ask Petrenko about it? No.
Need something?
Alright, I give up. Okay, I think that there is just some DNA matching I still have to do.
What's up?
Oh, apparently, hang on. I think there's some hold up. Apparently there's a handwritten note too. Where is that? Where did he get that? Handwritten page. Did I scan the ledger note? Did I ever do that? I never did that. Let's go back to the lab with that.
Yes. Characters are similar to the pattern of data.
Okay, there we go.
Gene Cordick, organ recipient, died in 1992. William Barilko, died in 1997, also an organ recipient. Carla Brewer, Mary Sawchuk, same. But look at this. John Doe, just recently entered. He's associated with J.J. Thomas's estate.
J.J. Thomas?
Must be the homeless man from the Claire Thomas case.
Oh shit. All of these cases
So all
were...
the accounts listed on the page
this
are of
doctor was
deceased
harvesting
organ donor
organs
recipients.
from all of them.
The other numbers seem to reflect what he quoted the families on funeral services. All well below market price. So our thoughtful, compassionate mortician has been underbidding on these specific funeral services. Why? Suppose the organs these people received all came from Angela Carson. But morticians don't have access to records of that kind. And why would he have gone to such lengths to collect
Because
his
he's
late
gonna
wife's
resurrect her in a ritual. And he needs all of her body parts.
Need something? You don't have enough... We're not there yet.
How are we not
Remember
there
Grissom's
yet? He's been
trinity of
collecting
evidence.
body parts. Is that not suspicious enough for you, Jim Brass? How is that not enough for you?
What's up?
Don't... This...
Okay, that was a DNA match that we were missing.
Yeah. Sure.
Not you. I don't care about you. Get out of here. Back to the funeral home. Time to grill this man.
I don't really...
No. Can I get that warrant, please?
Yeah. I need more than...
Need more than hunches. It's not a hunch, dude. We've got him on like 8 crimes at this point. Operating table. What am I still missing? Oh, we gotta talk to... You know who it is? We're going to the doctor.
Don't be absurd. And I warn you, I won't stand for having my good reputation demeaned.
We were just asking, Doctor, because of a scrapbook at Kaufman's home listing organ recipients. You'd be his best source of information in that area.
All right. All right. I'm gonna cooperate fully. I want that noted, too. I'm the victim here, understand? Victor Kaufman is a sick, dangerous man, and he's put me under incredible pressure for
How
years.
does the Komodo dragon fit into
Participating
this?
in such unethical behavior. But
Like, did the
I had
Komodo
no
dragon
real
have
other
one of his
choice.
wife's organs
Victor
in
said
it?
Either I helped him or he would destroy me and my career. Kaufman's wife Angela was in critical condition when she was brought into the ER, but was not unconscious and could still speak. At one point I asked her to sign an organ donor card, which she did. It's on file. Kaufman didn't make it to the hospital until long after Angela died. In fact, we were already preparing some of her organs for transport. He said nothing at that time, though I remember he had a sick, glazed expression. Later he said it was impossible Angela
My
could have
favorite
agreed to
flavor of
organ
donut,
donation.
glazed.
That they shared strict religious beliefs against such practices, even though his funeral home does cremations. Well, anyway, he began to claim that I'd procured her signature when she was not fully cognizant, that I'd been unethical in my zeal. And he said he was going to go public if I didn't cooperate.
Has your zeal been unethical, Doctor?
Certainly not. But I couldn't convince Kaufman of that.
And that's when he shifted his blackmail pressure to your black market dealings, correct?
What in God's name are you talking about?
Does the name Ram Kumar ring a bell? We know you've been dealing in organs to the black market in India. Victor Kaufman noticed deceased patients were coming through his funeral home with organs inexplicably missing, and eventually figured out what you were up to. So he threatened to expose you if you didn't help him. The identities of donors and recipients are kept confidential, but doctors have access to the information. You helped him track the recipients of his wife's organs.
I think I should consult my attorney.
Frankly,
The only guy in
would
the
be
entire 12-hour game to mention an attorney.
Afraid that's all.
Yeah?
Can we please get a warrant
Looking
for
at your
Kaufman
case
now?
file,
What do
you
you
could
mean we need more evidence?
Hey, evidence is really money.
Yeah,
Let's
that's
get
right,
some
it
more
is.
With a thorough search of that funeral home.
He's just can't even talk to him now. All right, we're in.
Our homeless heir from the Claire Thomas case. Looks like he's ready for cremation. Now that's odd. Fresh incision over his heart scar. Stitched back up.
Yeah, he's been like collecting his wife's organs. Kind of interesting.
There's something underneath. Give me a hand. It's Ernie Roundtree, our missing
Yep.
security guard. Well, I think we've found enough to put Victor away for a long time.
We got more to do in there, or are we good?
Let's open it. Heart, eyes, liver. Want to hazard a guess who these once belonged
Ernie
to?
Roundtree must have been one of the recipients. You know what? Yeah. Ernie Roundtree was probably one of the organ recipients. And so we had to kill Ernie Roundtree to get like his heart. That's why. No, well, this dude had the heart. Never mind. I'm just can we just arrest this man already?
Needs.
Warrant, suspect,
You got him dead
Kaufman.
bad. Still, won't be easy to bring him in. I've got a car outside that funeral home. There's no sign of him. So where does a crazed homicidal mortician go after his
He's
life has
crazed.
come unraveled?
Mr. Kaufman, what are you doing?
Keep back. Keep
Oh,
back,
shit.
Or I'll skip a step with the good doctor and we'll start the embalming procedure just a little bit early. With my personal blend of formaldehyde and insecticide.
Insecticide?
You had a mission, didn't you? An objective? This isn't part of your plan. Stay calm, Doctor.
Do my best.
You're
What?
in control, Mr. Kaufman. But let's talk. Like the calm, thoughtful man that you are.
Go ahead. Go ahead and ask your question. Maybe I'll answer.
I don't think you started out that way, but you got impatient. That's why we found Ernie Roundtree's body at your funeral home about to be cremated, hidden beneath the body of J.J. Thomas's alleged son, another of Angela's organ recipients.
Those ghouls didn't have a right to her organs. They were hers. Surely you understand that, don't you? Don't you?
Please. Please don't excite him.
I'm a man who loved his wife very much, and I am a religious man. So what else could I do?
You were trying to restore her body to its perfect state?
If you don't understand, I can't help you.
I think I do understand, Victor. But you have sinned, haven't you? You believed the doctor pressured your wife into signing. So you blackmailed him for years and tracked your beloved wife's organs. After John Doe, the restoration...
Man, for what should be like a really tense scene, there's just no energy to this.
The coincidence of Ernie working nearby must have seemed to you a sign, a divine gift. The final piece of this puzzle you were reassembling had been put right before you. You killed Ernie, removing his kidney and leaving it atop the body bag. You went for your rolling table, but the Komodo came out and began eating your trophy.
Yeah, that's why you killed the
Tried to
Komodo.
beat him back, but you weren't fast enough.
I did it for Angela.
This is some crazy shit to
do
come out of
understand.
the case
Would
of
you
a
have me
missing
doom
Komodo
her to
dragon.
remain in her cold grave on the great day when the heavens open, ready to welcome her? She could not make that journey unrestored. I did it for her, and I would do it again. But you are right, Mr. Grissom. My mission is complete.
Yeah, the Komodo dragon is
Promise
this dude free
Angela will
kidney.
be ready, and so will I.
Everything you've done so far has been out of love for Angela. Don't kill again out of hate.
I must kill one last time, Mr. Grissom. But again, you're right. Such a wise
This is when
man
Ice
you
Cube
are.
breaks in and shoots
We could
him.
have been great friends. I kill one last time for love.
Anything gonna happen? Oh no. Is this the bad ending? I was pressing buttons there and there was like nothing I could do. Oh wait. He killed himself.
We can
Okay.
gather and understand the evidence. We can learn so much from the science, but we'll never fathom the inner workings of the human heart. Not the organ, the soul. You surprised to hear me use a word like soul? Well, the human animal has a unique level of cognizance. The only creature who understands and can foresee its own death. The only animal that looks at the sky and wonders about a supreme being.
As far as you know,
And while such
Grissom,
thoughts may
dolphins
separate
are
us
pretty
from the rest
smart.
of the lizard circus and give us the ability to make art and explore science, they can also lead a tortured soul like Victor Kaufman down strange, twisted paths that even forensics can't unravel. Good work on these cases. I realize some of them must have seemed bizarre, but this is just the beginning for you.
What color was his jacket? It was blue. What do you... Oh wait, that guy. No, that was red. That was red, yeah. What was also on the desk next to the phone? Coffee. What organs were being stored in the fridge of the funeral home? I don't know. I think eyes were in there, yeah. In his office, where was Dr. Ravelli? Sitting at his computer? Yeah, okay. How many recent calls? 50. Damn, 98. I'm a master. And there you go, no credits. That's just GG. It just boots you back to the case selection. And there you go, that was the last case. Guess we'll just roll credits from the menu. Oh, is this made by, it's Ubisoft, but based on these names, was this made by, like, the Romanian Ubisoft devs? They did City Racer on GameCube. Horrible game. Oh, well that was like... Hang on, because it was actually developed by 369, I guess. These guys don't seem Romanian. Yeah, that game, Theo. Exactly. CSI set reference photographer, interesting. Shout out to cinematic artist Barry Poon. Yeah, no, you're right, Gris. These guys are Canadian. Yeah, tons of writers on this. Magic Dave Roberts. Special thanks to Tascam, the tape deck company. You do see it that way sometimes, where there's the space. Oh, I think it's just looping the credits. Hang on. I think the credits are just looping now. Yeah. Alright, well. CSI, crime scene investigation. Damn. Just barely cut the 12 hours on that. Give me a sec to get everything set up and we'll move on. Alright, well. That was game 55. CSI Crime Scene Investigation, which, as it turns out, was actually a compilation of the first two CSI PC games, of which I think someone said there were 5. And this was essentially the first 2 games, just sort of smashed into one. Beat it in a little under 12 hours. No sewers. How was it? That had way too much pixel hunting. Way too much pixel hunting for weird evidence. And literal invisible evidence. Just like, you have to... There were literally just like sections of the game where you just had to click on something that just looked like nothing. Like, it just looked like there was nothing there. And then they would just be like, ah, there's a hair here. And it's like, what? How was I supposed to see that unless I was just hovering over everything to try to find? And it turns out that the Xbox version actually has some bugs where some evidence does appear literally invisible. So, good job, devs. Good job on the Xbox version. And the other big problem is that the cases solve themselves with no brain activity required. I really had no idea. I mean, they just straight up don't give you... Like, they just don't even give you the tools to solve most of the cases yourself. If they asked me who did it, I would have said the funeral director, but I couldn't tell you why. Not until the end. And it's not even like a... Like, I don't know. If you're making a game based on a mystery, the player has to solve the mystery. If the game solves the mystery for you and the player basically just goes through the motions, then there's no gameplay. Like, the gameplay is in your mind. It's how you solve the mystery. And if you didn't solve the mystery because it's just like a zero brain activity, all I do is pixel hunt and then scan the evidence past Greg for half an hour until something happens, then like it's just not even that much of a game. It's just like it's just like reading. It's just like bad. So this game was pretty bad. I will say, to its credit, it is fairly unique. And, you know, there's something to be said for that. It's not a World War II shooter. So I'm gonna give it a 2. But this is probably, as far as like games based on mysteries, you know, if you combine all like the Ace Attorney, Danganronpa, Zero Escape, you know, all of that type of shit, every mystery game you've ever played, I've ever played at least. This is probably the worst one I've ever played. I'd say definitely the worst one I've ever played, but it's just like a 2. I don't know. It could be worse. It could probably be worse. But yeah, it is pretty broken. I really didn't have fun. I don't know. Should I just give this a 1? I feel like that's an undeserving 1 though. Like, I still like watching the mystery unravel. I still like watching the mystery unravel. So, I'm gonna give it a 2. I'm gonna say it's a 2. Nah, no half stars. If you start allowing half stars, then you're just doing a 10-star rating. That's not how we do it.